Hello, ladies and gentlemen, loyal Imperial citizens and rebel scum alike. Welcome to another Liam Maiden gameplay video. Back with more Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes today, where we're just going to be taking a quick look at some of the upcoming changes to Grand Arena Championship. Now, these were announced a little while ago over on the developer blog. I'm going to go and take a look at that in a minute, and then we're going to look at how this is going to basically affect our experience of Grand Arena and give you an idea of where you're going to end up after they've restructured the various divisions. Now, if we just take a quick look at my roster here, we can see that I've got a galactic power of 3.2, just over. Now, at the minute, that GP puts me in Division 3. You can see my rank there. Haven't done very well this time around. Actually forgot to fight a couple of times. Enough said about that. But right now I'm sitting in Division 3, 3 out of 11, so pretty close to the top. In fact, I only need to get about another million, just under another million GP, and then I would actually move up under the current system to Division 2. But that is all going to be changing, and where you are, the division you're in GAC, is probably going to change as well. Now, this is all part of a larger restructuring that Capital Games are engaged in at the moment, just to try and rebalance Grand Arena, because since its inception, galactic powers have really swelled within the game, especially with the introduction of Galactic Legends and so on and so forth. People qualify to get into that top tier, tier 1, and then inside that tier you've got such a huge range of galactic powers, ranging from 5 million right up to 10 million plus. So these changes aim to just kind of balance that. Let's head on over to the developer blog and take a look. So these changes were first announced in a post by Dojafet about a month ago, back at the end of April. And there's three main things that they really discuss here in this post. So go check out the post if you want to. It's on the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes EA developer blog, developer announcements and news. It's still up there, so you can go check it out if you want to look in depth. What I'm going to do now is just look over the three big changes that they mention in this post. So the first big change is basically that they are going to be restructuring, in order to rebalance Grand Arena, they're going to be restructuring the divisions. So that's going to mean that various different divisions are now going to have different requirements. So they're going to add the total number of squads that you need. If you're in divisions 1 through 6, you're going to need additional squads. So you can see right there, 4 in division 1, 2 to 4, 2, and then 1 in division 6. This is really to address the fact that people's squads, total number of squads, has been massively growing, right? So if you're in Division 1, you should be able to field those additional 6 squads. The second thing they're going to do is they're going to change the number of points required to move up through the various divisions, Bronzium, Chromium, and so on and so forth, right up to Kyber. They're actually going to decrease the amount of points required in those lower division levels to get up to Kyber. They're going to make it easier for you to get to Kyber if you're in those lower divisions. That's an awesome change. And then the final thing that they state here is that they're restructuring the minimum GP required for each division. So you can see here on screen the new GPs from Division 11, 0 GP. So as soon as you qualify for Grand Arena, that's where you're going to start Division 11, so nothing changed there. But now, in order to get into Division 1, you're going to need to have a GP of 7.8, and they've restructured everything in between, and they've done this basically to evenly split all of the players between the divisions, so you no longer have that bloated Division 1, that bottleneck right at the top of Division 1 where everyone kind of ends up eventually. They're going to spread everyone out. So what does that mean for you? In this post, you can now clearly see where you're going to end up. What's your GP? What's your current division? And which division are you going to end up in after they implement these changes to Grand Arena? Let me know in the comments down below. So just taking my roster as an example, current GP of 3.2, current division of Division 3. After they implement these changes, I'm going to fall all the way down to Division 7. Requires 3.1 GP, so I'm going to be smack bang in the middle of Division 7 and quite a way off moving up into Division 6. So we've just finished a Grand Arena Championship season, and I think we can expect these changes to be implemented by the time the next season rolls around. So I am expecting to go to bed one night in Division 3, wake up the next morning in Division 7. It's quite a tumble. 3 felt pretty high. 7 is not going to feel as good, but overall I think it's going to be a really good change. So in terms of day-to-day experience, I don't really think it's going to make any change to the type of teams I'm up against, the type of players I'm going to go up against. If anything, it should actually make it a little bit fairer for players overall, especially players in the top 2 divisions, I would think. Division 2 and Division 1, of course, they're now going to maybe find themselves lower down on that division list, but it's going to mean they're going to get better matches. You're not going to suddenly find yourself, if you're sitting on a GP of 5.2 million, you're not suddenly going to find yourself up against someone with a 8 or 9 million GP, for example. It should actually make the matches a lot easier. For people like myself, mid-game players, I think really it's just taking us down to the division level that we should probably have been in all along. 3 does feel a little high for a mid-game player, like myself, a mid-level player, I should say. 7, I think, is probably going to be a better fit, but I don't really expect it to make that much of a difference between the kind of teams, the kind of squads that I'm up against. In fact, it's probably going to make it easier for me and for you, for all players really, to climb up through those ranks. Going to make it easier for us to get up to the higher ranks, to get into the Kyber Club, because it's going to decrease the points that we need, whilst keeping the points the same for people who are already in Divisions 1 and 2. They're still going to have to hit those higher standards. For the rest of us, it's going to make it a little easier to get up into Kyber. And then lastly, of course, if you are in those higher tiers, you are going to need to bring more squads with you so that you can deploy more squads, lay down more squads on defense, and have more squads to use for attack too, which again makes sense. If you're rocking 10 million GP, you should have those 4 extra squads lying around for defense and 4 extra for offense. I think this is going to be a good thing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the next Grand Arena season. But what do you think? Are you in a kind of mid-level division like me? In which case, where are you now? Where do you think you're going to end up? And how do you feel about these changes? Are you excited about being able to potentially move up to Kyber more easily? Maybe you're in a really high division. Maybe you're in Division 1, Division 2, and you imagine that you're going to stay there. You're going to stay near the top of the pack. What do you think of these changes, the additional squad requirements? As always, comments, criticisms, welcome down below. I look forward to reading them all. Well, there you go, just a quick update for today to let you know what to expect as we move forward into the next season of Grand Arena Championship. I look forward to seeing you all there. Thanks for being a part of this journey with me today. If you have found this video informative, entertaining in any way, please consider giving it a like, a thumbs up down below. I really appreciate it, and it really helps with the channel. And while you're here, why not consider subscribing to the channel? I drop new Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and Marvel Strike Force gameplay videos every week, and I would love to see you there. That is all for Liam Maiden Gameplay today. I'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, look after each other, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.